Rolling.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast with Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
You'll see here the human male boasts the size of his testicles. I drive great when I'm blood. It's all about the sauce. Good, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Oh man, speaking of fucking, you want popcorn? I'll give you a popcorn kit. I'm just trying to go to Colorado and smoke some weed. Watch your fucking tots, huh? Those are my biscuits. Now, this is all alleged.
On today's show, bizarre news. And then we're joined by special guests for movie suggestions and a game of Scorsese or Fugazi. Welcome to American Slacker Podcast, the only show that takes you from coffee to liquor with just a bong rip in between. As always, I'm Matt.
And I am Jesse, and I'm still coughing from that bong rip.
Calm down. You'll be all right. I got faith in it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Matt, we have been busy off mic recently.
Yeah, man. It's been fun. You know, we cranked out a lot of work in the last month to make sure we were caught up so that we could take a little bit of a relaxed time as well.
We all deserve a vacation, working this hard.
Oh, man. Yeah, definitely.
If you want to hear about that vacation, you can go over to our Patreon, and we're going to be putting up a bonus episode over there for our Patreon slackers. So you can listen to Matt going to Boston, me going to Tahoe, see what kind of adventures we got into. There's dead elephants. Little teaser.
Oh my God, the dead elephants.
So
Jesse drinks them.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to hear more about that, head over to our Patreon, become an official American Slacker over there. And
Oh yeah.
there's plenty of rewards and all that fun stuff.
And we really, really appreciate all of our exclusive Patreon slackers.
Absolutely. And now into the bizarre news, which we always like to start out with a little bit of weed news. This time we're talking about good old Super Bowl coming up, Matt. You know who's playing?
No clue. I'm not a football guy, so
Actually, I don't either. I think it's the Patriots and the Colts.
it's definitely the Patriots and definitely not the Colts, but like some other teams.
Someone. It's not the Eagles, so I don't care.
Yeah.
But it'll be on CBS this year. And they're getting into a little bit of controversy over the fact that they denied this medical cannabis ad that was backed by Acreage Holdings, which is one of the largest U.S. cannabis based companies.
Okay. Well, is there something like controversial going on? Like why?
Well, I mean, the controversy lies in what it always lies in with cannabis. The
Just
federal,
because it's weed?
It's the federal laws against it, because CBS has said even though the company was willing to pay $5 million to $10 million for the spot, that it does not fit with their image in a way, and they're worried that the ties with the NFL, who also, as we know, persecutes, I guess is an accurate word, against players that use it.
Okay.
So you got the NFL and the fact that CBS, has federal licenses.
Okay.
So they're worried about that. And this ad, it's showing the struggle of like actual people who are using cannabis or CBD oil, for different purposes. One person I think was on opiates for 30 years from like a back surgery. One person had like a kid with seizures. One person's a veteran who's missing a limb, and they all use medical cannabis to some degree to help with their symptoms and stuff. And that was basically the idea of the ad. If you're watching our video, you can see it playing right now. And
it seems like a great message, man. It's not like
it's more like a PSA than an ad, I would say, because I even before I read the article, I didn't realize it was Acreage Holdings. I think something comes up at the very end, showing Acreage Holdings is the one who made it.
Interesting.com.
Interesting enough, it's also backed by John Boehner, who was the Speaker of the House, Republican Speaker of the House for a number of years. He was and Massachusetts Governor Bill Weld. So it's got some political people in its board. acreage holdings. So it's interesting to see them, like politicians, especially a Republican politician, coming in on the side of cannabis, like in a company and trying to push it to a nationwide platform like the Super Bowl, you know?
Yeah. Well, times are changing, man. Finally, the wheels have been spinning for a minute. And
Yeah.
now we're starting to see progress.
Hopefully. I mean, they're not going to play it, but now it's getting a lot of, airing from places like us and stuff
Yes.
like that. I do have to say that greenentrepreneur.com was the one who managed to get their hands on the commercial exclusively. So they were the ones to have it first.
Okay.
Which is where we actually got this article. We'll be posting this article up so you can watch it on their website, on our Facebook page, if you want to look at the ad yourself, see what's so bad about it. I mean, one of the weirdest things about this whole controversy is the fact that, they're putting up erectile dysfunction pills. They're putting up Budweiser commercials and like liquor ads and stuff like that. But cannabis apparently is a no-go.
Yeah.
I guess until we see it federally
I think that's
legalized.
the underlying cause, until it's like okay by the whole government, then we're like, then
pretty much.
Then Marlboro will step in and fucking monopolize it. And,
Some Marlboro Greens.
yeah.
So yeah, we'll be posting this up on the Facebook page for all of our slackers to check out if they are interested.
Check it out. Check it out. Man, you know what I gotta say? I'm over all this emotional support and the different people that like bring these animals into like the airplanes or the store, just because they have the fake vest.
Are
right?
you talking dogs? You're just tired of seeing dogs?
I'm tired of all of them. Like I remember I saw a turkey on a plane. I was like, that's just crazy. Now we're bringing turkeys into this.
Yeah, that's too much.
But our next story could possibly change my mind. I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
We're going to Pennsylvania, where a 65-year-old man, Joey Henney, who is famous for being on ESPN hosting a show of his own from 1989 to 2000 called Joey Henney's Outdoors. He's got quite the unconventional emotional therapy pet, okay? Now, if I gave you a choice, like to just guess 3 times, I can guarantee you 100% you're gonna guess wrong. We're just gonna skip that because it would just be, 5 minutes of guessing and all that fun stuff. So I'm gonna let you know right now, this motherfucker has an alligator. An alligator as an emotional therapy pet.
How big of an alligator are we talking? Is it a baby?
I'm talking a 5-foot alligator. I'm not talking. He's not a little baby.
I feel like that gives me more anxiety than it would relieve it.
Apparently, this thing is so docile. He claims it's just amazing. He lets it rest his head on his lap all the time. He's always petting it. He brings it around for crowd appearances, man.
Gator or croc, I'm not letting either of them near my lap with their mouth.
Yeah, definitely not. But hey, if old Mr. Henney says so, I mean,
I don't trust him.
How long? How long until we do the update story where Mr. Henney gets eaten by fucking?
He's gonna lose the
Wally.
testicle to this.
What's the
Fucking
name of the
Wally?
name of this guy? Yeah, Wally, and he has a pen mate named Scrappy, who's a slightly smaller alligator as well.
Oh, okay. So it sounds like this guy was just raising gators and he got one registered as a support animal.
I think it was all those years of doing an outdoor show. He was just like, I like them gators.
I mean, I don't think Steve Irwin would even approve of this.
Yeah, I think Irwin had animal habitats to rescue. And,
But he wouldn't fly
rehabilitate and shit,
with
but,
one on a plane or anything.
Yeah, I don't think he would be taking his gators on a harness like this photo I'm looking at right now. It's just
So this guy was going on a flight with it?
no flight mentioned in here. It's
Okay.
He's brought quite a bit of fame locally and now nationally.
That's usually where these kind of come up, is when people take him on flights.
Yeah. No, this guy he brings them everywhere with him, and nothing about planes, but definitely he brings them to baseball games. He brings them to senior centers, which I feel like that's an incident waiting to happen. Maybe he muzzles them. I don't know.
I don't know. None of these pictures have muzzles on them.
Nah, he's just free birding, you know what I'm saying? He's just hanging out. He looks like a nice croc though. Look at him. He looks like I would trust him.
I wonder what he feeds him.
Man, I would trust him. He looks cool. I gotta say.
What's he throwing him? Chicken tenders when he goes
He
to
says
McDonald's
chicken
drive-thru?
wings. He feeds him a lot of chicken wings, really. Raw chicken wings.
bone and all. Well, yeah, I guess they
Yeah,
can,
they
they can
fucking
do that.
Share it up, yeah.
That's fucking crazy. What's your go-to emotional, like wackiest emotional support animal you would actually want to have?
Dude, I feel like I really want like a skunk or a raccoon.
Okay.
Those things are really fucking cool. And I'm not too worried about him killing me. The raccoon, I'd be a little worried, but the skunk, I'd just be like, he's never gonna make a move.
Raccoon
The
would be
raccoon-
interesting.
Raccoon, I wouldn't sleep around. I'd have to lock the door if there was a raccoon in the house, because I feel like he would murder me in my sleep.
They got those little hands. They can grip
They
a
got
butcher
anything
knife.
with, man, anything with posable hands, but skunks are untrustable.
I would go fox probably, just because like it's a
They're
nice
cute.
cross between a cat and a dog.
Apparently, they never really domesticate well. They
Yeah.
they get wild no matter what, and they just like they tear shit up.
Yeah, that's bound
So.
to happen.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'll bring it
Yeah.
on a flight. Let it tear
It's a
the
risk.
seat up.
No monkeys, man. Monkeys are just they're too
No.
close to us, and there will be battles.
Right? Or an octopus. Maybe emotional support octopus. That'd be fun.
God, no. Fuck no, dude. They scare the fuck out of me because they got that little beak under those nasty limbs.
Yeah. I mean,
Fucking 8 little
just carry it in a
limbs
little
coming in.
round fish tank and like.
And they just want to suck you in and just bite you with the beak.
Oh man. Well, speaking of attacks, we have a Florida man who threatened to kill his neighbor with kindness.
Okay.
Now, kindness is the name of his machete. He had written kindness down the blade of the machete, so that when he was chasing you, you're like, this guy's gonna kill me, and he's gonna kill me with that machete named kindness.
Oh my god.
The 30-year-old suspect was apparently drinking all day, and his neighbors heard him screaming and hooting and hollering throughout the day and decided to, go up and see what the hell was going on. And they went to his house, and he came out with the machete. And down the blade it said kindness, which I never thought of like naming a machete or like I mean, I guess you got Lucille, the baseball bat
Yeah,
from
the
fucking
bas-
Walking Dead
yeah.
or whatever. This guy's
Yeah.
just taking it to a new level.
Yeah, dude, that's deep. I feel like there's a man behind the story that was like, well, you just gotta kill him with kindness, and he's like, oh, I got kindness for him.
Like fucking, I got a machete with that's the name on it,
I've been waiting to name my machete.
Fucking. So his neighbors, one neighbor stepped in front of the other one and blocked smack with kindness and took a half-inch cut on their left hand from the blade. The
Oh my god.
sheriff's department was called, and when they found the man, that his breath smelled of alcohol, and he had to be stunned with a taser before he was put in the patrol car.
Oh, nice.
And,
Nice.
and then he started kicking in the inside of the car and banging his head around, ending up with assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill and aggravated battery, and $10,000
What?
bail.
He wasn't intending to kill. How do you know?
I mean, didn't go for the head. I don't know how you determine that.
Once you're coming at somebody with a sword, I'm pretty sure you're trying to kill them.
Right? That seems
not-
logical.
You're just trying to give them a little nip.
Yeah, just enough. Well, maybe it's because the way it's written here, it makes it sound like, the altercation happened, but then maybe he backed off and there was a little bit of time that passed before the cops came. So maybe he like took a swing and then they like stopped for a minute and it's like, oh, well, he wasn't trying to kill him. He would have just kept attacking him if he was. But who knows
Okay.
what goes through the mind of a man who writes kindness on a machete.
You never know, man.
Good old Florida stories.
Gotta love them. Gotta love them. Man, people are capable of a lot of weird things. And all I gotta say is thank God that, cell phones have great cameras and the internet
Right.
just makes it so easy to share it. And our next story is an exact example of this. Because we got a gentleman who was on a nice little cruise, and I don't know whether it was a dare or not, but this 27-year-old gentleman from Vancouver, Washington decided to jump from the 11th floor of the cruise down into the shark-infested waters of Nassau.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's quite a height.
Yeah, over 100 feet, man. And apparently, he was alright. He wasn't seriously injured, but he couldn't walk for 3 days.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say that's semi-serious. I would categorize that as almost serious.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty. And
I've cliff jumped before and smacked my foot on a rock.
Look at
and
this.
Couldn't
Look at
walk for
this.
a few days.
Take a look at that if you're watching the video. It's
Oh
just-
my God. Oh, he's
that's-
flailing.
dude.
Yeah, that he didn't have any form to what he was doing. He just flailed the entire way down.
Yeah, the entire way, man. Well,
You gotta
luckily,
pin drop that shit,
he
or
didn't
like
break any bones.
pull one like knee to the chest and do a can opener.
Oh God, I don't know. That might collapse your ribs.
Oh God, you're right. Like kick yourself in the chest.
Well, luckily, the only damage was that he had to end up. He got kicked off the cruise, and he's banned from life, and all of his buddies too that were there, banned from life, and they had to catch a plane ride home from Nassau. So
Would you say worth it?
it depends on how viral that clip goes, which I mean, it probably will go pretty decent.
Yeah, I don't know if you can monetize it though.
The memory is pretty legendary. I mean, let's be
Yeah.
real. Once you go on a cruise once, you really need to go again. I don't know.
Probably not. As long as that was towards the end of his cruise and he got like the most out of it he could. It sounds like
Hey.
they were on their way there though.
He at least made it to Nassau, so I'm assuming he was close.
He's like, hey, fuck it. We'll catch a flight after a few days. Fuck your
I got
boat.
here.
Like, I don't give a fuck. Jump
give a
off it
fuck.
again.
Yeah.
That's quite a fall though. We've both cliff jumped before.
Yeah.
but-
100?
100 feet?
That's
That's
insane.
pretty high up.
Yeah.
I'd
not
say the
for
most
me.
we did was probably like 50, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. It might be
Ooh.
closer to 40.
Yeah, if you did that medium clip, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Oof. Man. Not for me. Not for me. And I wouldn't recommend it for you unless you're a professional.
Right? Get Michael Phelps out there. Actually, no, he's a swimmer, not a diver.
He's a swimmer, not a diver.
All right, so speaking of crazy people doing crazy things, we have a very young bank robber here who may have just played a little bit too much GTA, in my opinion.
Oh, God. What's going on?
This 19-year-old male was allegedly robbing a bank and used a scooter to get away. We're talking one of those, the Lime scooters or the Bird scooters.
Okay.
He decided to go into a bank and say, hey, he slipped a note to the teller saying, this is a robbery. Please give me all your, please, he was very polite, please give me all your hundreds and fifties in an envelope and everything will be okay. So she gave him the money. He ran out, hopped on his little scooter and zipped off. But they caught him on surveillance camera.
Dumb fuck.
He would have got away with it too.
It's a perfect
If it
crime.
wasn't for that pesky nest.
That'll get you.
I mean, I don't think that. I mean, it seems like a decent plan, but like, come on, you never get away with a bank robbery. This guy's like starting out
No.
early though, 19.
Those days are over, man. You're like fucking 100 years too late.
Right? This guy is now on $18,000 bond. That's $10,000 more than the machete guy, or I'm sorry, $8,000 more than the machete guy.
And he didn't even get to whack anybody.
Yeah, all he did was he had money in his hand for a little bit. I'm guessing,
A
right?
little bit. You think he got to buy anything with it?
No, probably not. He was arrested pretty quickly for robbery.
Not even a cup of tea.
The investigation led to his Facebook account, which led him to believe that he was the man behind the robbery.
Where he flashed the scooter and the $100 bills.
Like, look what I got! It's on my Snapchat. It's like, I thought that shit vanished.
You just robbed a bank, people. What? Follow me on Snap.
These e-scooters, they're just gonna be used more and more in these brazen crimes. You know, people are
what the
gonna
fuck is
litter
the top
and then just zip
speed
off.
on 'em? And how fast can these go? Like, fuck.
I mean, probably like 15.
You need like a fucking Usain Bolt to fucking catch your ass.
Well, I'm thinking like, so I take your phone and I'm zipping off on a scooter. I think the longer I go, the less likely you are to catch me. But there's that like 10 seconds where like I gotta get going, and you might have that quick like explosive sprint off the start where you can just tackle.
Yeah. That's a risk, man. That's a risk, man, because all you gotta do is grab the back of that scooter and it's gonna be like, it's not gonna be able to handle that weight, so you just like tip them over at that point.
Right.
I I don't know. I would not. Again, not for me. I would not rob
Brazen
anybody on a
scooter robberies.
Not for me, man.
Be weary of anyone on a scooter. I think
Yes.
that's what we can say.
That's a pretty smart way to live life, I'd say. We're moving along to a story that just it's probably like a deep nightmare of mine. It's just so deep. Like I'm petrified of this happening to me.
Uh-oh.
We're going to Australia, of course, where all the creepy crawlies are. And somewhere on the east coast of Australia, a 59-year-old woman was sitting down on the toilet. She felt a pinch. She got
She
up.
a big woman, just pinching it on the seat.
No, let's not play on the woman's weight. She gets up and she sees what she thinks is a long-necked turtle. At first, she's like, "What is that?"
I don't remember eating any long-necked turtle.
And then she realizes that it's a fucking snake that bit her on the ass.
Holy shit!
Yeah, man. And
First thought: who's gonna suck the poison out?
oh my god. Well, lucky for her, it wasn't venomous. It turned out to be a 5-foot carpet python, which is very common on the east coast of Australia.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is more strangulation.
Well, that, and plus it does have quite a few rows of serrated teeth, so it's not exactly too pleasant to get snapped by this thing. It probably left quite a little bit of a mess there on her
Well,
bottom.
I'm just saying, better a girl than a guy. That would have been fucked. That'll look like a little mouse dangling in there.
You got your danglies in that bowl. There might not be anything dangling when you
Oh, your
lift up.
bits are about to get bit. That's fucked.
It's really fucked, man. Man, yeah. Those niblets are looking pretty appetizing to that snake. If
You'd bite that shit and wrap around it. You'd be done.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. You sit down, you feel the bite, you pull up, and all of a sudden you just got a coil around where your balls used to be.
It's like, well, I will say the length is an improvement, but I feel like this is going to be an issue in the future.
Oh man, no lady's gonna be pleasant to find that 5-foot python. All contrary to what you might believe.
Right?
Yeah, so this lady, luckily she wasn't hurt. She called a snake wrangler. This guy comes over.
Wait, a what?
A snake wrangler? You never heard one?
I knew
Come
a
on
couple
now.
back in my youth.
Oh, hey-o. Oh man, haven't we all? Yeah, so snake handler comes in, the old Janine. She was on the cheerleading squad. Oh, I can't even go with this joke. I'm moving on now. So yeah, the snake wrangler yanks the snake out of the toilet. I got a photo again. Just the perks of watching the video.
Which,
you
okay,
wanna
this photo grossed me out. Why aren't you wearing gloves?
No gloves needed for that snake. She's had one too many snakes for gloves. I mean, you realize how many snakes she grabs in a day, how many gloves that would be?
It's the sewer that it was just creeping around in.
Aw, you think she hasn't been knee deep in the sewer before fetching snakes? Come on now.
I guess not, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you go to sit on the toilet and you just see that.
Oh, that looks like a nasty turd. Like someone ate zebra.
If anybody's leaving that in the bowl, I think they need to see their doctor immediately.
It's like black and then kind of gray. And it's like, yeah,
Ah.
you got to stop eating newspaper, man. It's backing you up.
Yeah. So luckily this situation was dealt with. But this is just my warning out there to the people. Always check your toilets, people. You never know. You never know what's lurking in there.
Lift the seat too. Might be a spider hiding under that
Oh
shit.
man, that creeps me out. Spiders creep me, man.
Well, let's get away from the creepy crawlies and get into something a little bit funny. We'll give you a little teaser of what we're going to be posting up on our Facebook page. Matt, how would you describe our funny clip this week?
Describe? Am I limited to words? Like how should I describe it? 2 words?
Sure.
Stig finger.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
And
that's all you get.
I'm going to give you 2 more words. Violent encounter.
Oh my god. Just, but yet subtly delivered.
Oh my god, it's fantastic. We're going to be posting this enigma of a clip that we're describing up on our Facebook page on Friday after this episode's been posted. So you can see what we're talking about. Not safe for work, by the way.
Not safe for work. Definitely make sure you're away from people because they will wonder what you're watching.
There's a severe lack of clothing going on in this clip.
It's not bringing you to Pornhub or anything, so it's not that harsh.
No.
All right.
But it is hilarious. So make sure to check out the Facebook page and enjoy that.
Yeah. And now we're going to get into the movie suggestions and the fun game. But before we do that, here's a word from the Harper.
Hey, this is Jake and Adam from the Harper.
That's right.
Cutting a promo, but we fucking hate promos.
Promos are tough. What do? We got to promote ourselves, but it's not really our fucking forte.
No, it's not. We fucking hate them. They're a pain in my ass. They're a pain in your ass. So you know what? We're getting through this together. If you hate dumb shit as much as we do, give the Harper guys a listen.
That's right.
You can find us at
iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Podbean,
Facebook, Instagram, theharperguys.com.
Twitter, at the Harper Guys.
Or
check-
shoot it.
What? Mama?
That's what we do all the time. Shoot us an email at theharperguys@gmail.com.
That's right.
Can't wait to hear from you soon.
Let's do this.
Hip hip.
Cheerio.
You get more out of life when you go out to a movie.
And we are back, and it is time for a little movie madness.
Yeah, we got a couple movie suggestions here and a couple guests joining us in the Slacker studios. We have Matt from the Flashback Sequence Engaged podcast and Brian from the Herfcast podcast.
How's it going?
What's going on?
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah, thank you for being on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Do you mind each telling us a little bit about your shows? Brian, if you want to start.
Mine is, it's called the Herfcast, and it's basically just random conversation around cigars and drinks.
Nice.
No real format to it at all. Just me and a guest sit down, we bullshit, we smoke a cigar, we have some drinks, and talk about whatever comes to mind. So
sounds relaxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. Very
Nice.
much.
Yeah.
And Matt, what do you got going on in your show?
So we our show is Flashback Sequence Engaged, the podcast. It's a mouthful. But anyhow, we do a lot of pop culture, 80s, 90s, video games, tech, just anything and everything. We try to kind of stay in those certain categories, but we do cover some news that's pretty interesting, and then we just kind of give our strange take on it. So
Nice.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything, but we're trying to narrow the scope with it. So
That's awesome. Well, we're happy to have you guys here, and we're happy to have your perspective, maybe some cool suggestions here for our audience on some stuff to watch.
Yeah. So, just real quick here, I noticed you guys are both in separate studio areas. Are you guys far apart from each other? Are you in the
Almost
same area?
Almost as far as we can be with still being in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in California, and I'm in New York.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, we both grew up in New York.
I'm right in the center there. I'm in Northwest Indiana, just a stone's throw from Chicago.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Matt, where are you at?
Just outside of Columbus.
Okay, cool. We got
Ohio, so, yeah.
So we got
like everything covered.
We got a buddy in Columbus with the Rogue Squadron podcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I probably run across them. So.
Yeah, that's the best part about podcasting, man. We're all over the country, and here we are. Just
Still coming together.
talking, fucking whatever we want.
And that's the thing, like with the podcast community, that's just itself. Everyone's like very helpful with each other, and everyone's it's a great community.
Oh man, yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. It's definitely a community where assholes do not thrive.
Right.
You definitely won't meet many
I don't know.
podcasts.
Well, maybe that explains it because I'm an asshole and I'm not really thriving.
We're all thriving in our own ways, right?
Yeah.
You don't really feel like an asshole. I mean like a real asshole, but you know.
Yeah, definitely more the fun-loving asshole.
No, yeah, you get by. That's actually a niche, and you might succeed very well.
Yeah, there you go. Very true.
Yeah.
Keep chugging. Oh man, well, moving along in entertainment, we're going to talk about movies. I'm going to start it off with a movie from 2009. It is called The Perfect Getaway. I really like movies with Steve Zahn in it, and this is like not the typical Steve Zahn a lot of people think of. He's a big comedy guy. This is more like down his Joyride era, and it's a very serious thriller with an outcome that you wouldn't see coming, and a really good cast too. Timothy, I always fuck his name up.
Oliphant.
Elephant. Thank you.
Elephant.
I always
Timothy
try to say
Elephant.
Oli. I don't know why.
Yeah, he was
And
in
Mila
Pitney.
Jovovich. Yeah, and just a really good cast. Even Thor makes an appearance in it. Hemsworth.
Okay.
It's a lot of high list actors, and it's a plot that you don't see coming. It's all about a young couple that's really well mannered. They're on their honeymoon in Hawaii, and they're going from island to island, having a nice honeymoon, and they realize that a murder occurred on the island they just came off of. Basically, they're suspecting that this one couple they encounter is the actual murderers, and then they meet another couple, and you're gonna think like, oh, okay, I see what's going on there about which couple it is, but it ends up being something that you're not even seeing coming, really. And I really enjoy that in a movie where they really write it to try to just stump you. It makes it all the more fun, and entertaining.
It's not like some crazy thing like the island's haunted or some shit, right?
No, God, no.
Okay.
I hate shit like that. Hate
I was
it.
gonna say you can go too far with the twist sometimes.
Yeah. Have any of you guys seen this?
No, I haven't seen anything really at all.
Okay. Yeah, this is I saw this because I caught it on Amazon Prime on the HBO Pass. I was like, yeah, fuck it, check it out. Steve Zahn. And yeah, I gotta say I recommend it. Definitely check it out. IMDb didn't give it the best. They gave it a 6.9 out of 10, and Rotten Tomatoes gave it 52. Oh shit. No, IMDb gave it 6.5 out of 10, and Rotten Tomatoes gave it 62%.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I mean, it's like a constant theme whenever we suggest shit. It seems like IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes are like a little skewed towards the negative.
We got our
generally.
feelings against them.
Yeah, but isn't that like the general thing though? Like with like reviews and stuff like that. There's always like this weird gap between different places. Like Rotten Tomatoes could be like, says the movie is completely amazing, and then I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
another review.
It's never really consistent. There's not much.
Yeah.
No, it really isn't.
Yeah. Not about the hate. I think it's a good movie. Definitely check it out. Perfect getaway. Available on Amazon Prime, HBO Pass, or HBO Go, or Hulu with HBO.
Nice. Well, I have a movie to suggest called The Last Castle. And this is one, I feel like I should have seen this movie at some point, but it kind of passed me by or something. It was made in 2001. Stars, what's his name? Robert Redford. There you
What's
go.
his name? Robert Redford.
Yeah.
What's his name? Robert Redford.
you know.
That's definitely how everybody goes by.
I totally blanked. I knew it. I blanked.
Not one of the most astounding
Yeah,
actors of all fucking
I
time.
already want to see the movie.
Yeah, so Robert Redford, James Gandolfini, Mark Ruffalo, and many other familiar faces from plenty of other stuff you've probably
What's
seen.
his name? Robert Redford. Who's that? James Gandolfini.
And what you would call it, fucking Mark Ruffalo.
Oh man.
This is basically I saw it kind of as like a Shawshank meets like a military type of thing, because it's about a military prison, and Robert Redford's supposed to be like this epitome of like what a soldier is. Like he was the high commander of like all these forces and stuff, and he does something to get himself locked up in this military prison. So now it's like a fall from grace sort of story where he goes from being in power to being like the low man on the totem pole. James Gandolfini is an asshole. He's the warden of prison, so there's a clash between them and stuff. And it definitely has this sort of like Stand By Me, classic-y kind of feel to it, like with the way that. I almost thought it was like, was Spielberg involved in this or something like that? But I never. His name never came up. The director was Rod Lurie, who has done a bunch of movies that I did not recognize, but he's done a bunch of stuff. He used to be a critic turned director, and I really enjoyed the way that this was shot. It was a longer movie. It was like around 2 hours or so. But
He's one of those guys that like nobody's out there is doing the job right, so I'm gonna do the job.
hey, why not? I mean, there's actors that have turned director, critics turned director. Whoever thinks they can, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's like the build a better mousetrap kind of scenario.
Yep, exactly.
So I enjoyed it. It's called The Last Castle. It's like it's a good like adventure. I wouldn't say action. It's more of an adventure sort of feel to it, even though they're just in this one like prison on a hill. I really liked it.
Did you catch it on Netflix or?
Oh yes, it was on Netflix. It got a 6.9 out of 10 on IMDb and a 52% on the Rotten Tomato meter and 74 for audience percentage on Rotten Tomatoes. So again, the audience is skewing a little bit higher.
Yeah, but everything, you know, come on. We're
So
gonna
catch it on Netflix. It's I think it just popped on there. It came up in like recent editions for me. So
nice. I'll definitely be checking that out.
So Brian, you got a comedian for us.
Yeah. That's you know, as I stated earlier, I'm not up in the movie scene pretty much at all anymore these days. I really don't get a chance to watch anything. Like pretty much the only reason I seen the Bert Kreischer Secret Time special is because me and my wife went and seen him when he was on the road with that, working that material out. And so when that came out, we watched that right away, and it was neat to see how it starts off on the road to the jokes and the bits getting honed into what would hopefully perfection for the comedian, but seeing how the material changes a little bit from the road to what they actually record for the special and whatnot. Yeah. Just seeing the whole process kind of come full circle. But I mean, Bert Kreischer is he's a pretty funny dude. I kind of resonate with him quite a bit. Like he's a cigar smoker. He's a family guy. And he's pretty funny without being too dirty or vulgar. Like there's definitely some, like you don't want to watch it in front of your kids that are going to repeat anything. But it's not bad enough to where, like if you got, your teenagers might get embarrassed, but you don't want to watch it in front of your toddlers, I guess.
Yeah.
I think most teenagers would get awkward enough to walk away. So.
Yeah, I watched it, man. It's so fucking good. I'm a big fan of Bert, and I love all those guys, him and Tom and fucking Rogan, all those dudes. They're fucking hilarious. The best comedians there are, out right now.
Well, I never heard any of Bert Kreischer's comedy before I went and seen him.
Wow.
I heard about him through the Rogan podcast and whatnot, so I started listening to his podcast, and I seen he was going to be in the Chicago area October of not last year but the year prior. And so I made it a point not to listen to any of his stand-up because I wanted to hear it for the first time on stage.
That's awesome.
So that's the first time I heard the Machine story and everything.
Oh, did he do that as an encore?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he's cool like that. He's one of the few comedians that'll ask you, like, you want to hear like one of my like classics, and he'll fucking do it for you.
Well, I'm pretty sure like he will never not do the Machine story.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like
so fucking good.
It's not in the Secret Time special, but if it's something that I definitely recommend it to anybody. Just search for it on YouTube.
Yeah, it's
for the Machine.
Bunch of them. Yeah,
and that is one of the funniest bits. And apparently it's all true, which makes it even better.
That's
hilarious. I remember watching that bit. It was amazing. Well, here's the thing with Bert Kreischer, just the delivery is it's just so fluid, and you just can't help not love the guy, for the effort he puts into it. So.
Yeah, and he's got his unique blend, which I love when an artist like that is just still
he's created a character, and
yeah,
it's funny.
It's not fake. It doesn't come off like false at all.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, guys. I'm getting that message I was talking about earlier. I gotta.
Yeah, not a problem. Thank you for your
dinner
suggestion.
with the family. So,
you want to plug Herfcast one more time?
Sure. Yeah, check out the Herfcast. Like I said, cigars and conversation with a little bit of booze mixed in there.
Nice.
Local comedians, cigar reps, stuff like that. Random guests, but Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that. Just the Herfcast podcast. Also the website. Herfcast, theherfcast.com. So
nice,
awesome.
Well, thanks again, Brian, for coming on, man.
Hey, thanks again. Sorry, it was a short-lived experience, but thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. We'll have you on again.
All right.
Take care.
All right, see ya.
So Matt, what movie did you have for us today?
All right, so the one I'm going to go with is it's a lesser known one, and I think that's kind of right up your guys' alley.
Definitely.
It's called Stay Tuned. It's an old '80s movie. It's kind of cheesy on the cheese factor, but it has John Ritter, Jeffrey Jones, and then it has Eugene Levy. So if you're familiar with Eugene Levy, the dad from American Pie, and then Jeffrey Jones was the principal in Ferris Bueller. So
yep.
Oh man, yeah.
I loved. I forget who the director was, but all the stuff that Eugene Levy does with Best in Show,
right,
and all that stuff. Eugene Levy's hilarious.
I think, yeah. If I'm looking at it right, it looks like Peter Haynes directed Stay Tuned. Not that I'm too familiar with his work, but no, yes, it's on the cheesy factor, but it's an interesting story. You know, you have John Ritter, he's Roy Nabel, he's a salesman, doesn't really have a whole lot of motivation in life, and he comes home and basically just finds himself vegging in front of the TV to where he can just kind of escape and forget about reality. But then what happens is it starts to create a wedge between his relationship with his wife and his kids because of his TV habits. And so, sort of like a deal with the devil kind of thing, Jeffrey Jones's character Spike approaches Roy and offers him, unlimited TV, 666 channels to be exact. And
suspicious number.
Yeah, and then what happens is Roy gets sucked into Hell TV. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It sounds definitely quirky, but like those '90s sort of movies were always along those lines.
Yeah.
They have that kind of feel to them.
Yeah. The thing is, I mean, it's pretty well done. A lot of the shows that they come up with are kind of corny, but they're just very, there's one it's sadistic home videos or something. That's one of the shows that's on Hell TV's fall lineup.
Okay.
It's crazy. So some of the stuff.
It sounds pretty funny. I'm gonna have to check it out. Do you know if it's like available anywhere, like Netflix or Amazon or anything?
No, I haven't seen it on Netflix or I know. I think with Amazon it's like a rental, but
okay.
But yeah, if you get a chance, check it out. It's even if it's like a Vudu rental, it's probably worth the extra few bucks to just kind of watch something kind of weird. So
yeah, for sure. There's some movie suggestions for you guys, including a comedy special. We got The Perfect Getaway, Last Castle, Bert Kreischer's Secret Time, and Stay Tuned. So make sure to check all of those out. And we are now about to play a little movie-related game. But before we get to that, let's have a promo from the Brothers Binge podcast.
What's up, guys? This is the Brothers Binge with your host, Pedro and Alex.
Shoot, as he sneezed, he shot back into a bag of clear waste.
Oh my god. We are a weekly podcast bringing you all things movies, TV, comics, and more.
Dusty Matt Damon?
Yes. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, and SoundCloud.
Yes, we get it. You were an extra. You got paid money.
You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Brothers Binge.
And he just breaks the table in half and just starts throwing it at him.
And remember, always binge responsibly.
And we are back with a little movie game here. This one is one that Matt made up, and me and the other Matt are going to be playing this time around. So I don't know anything about these questions. It's been hidden from me.
You don't even know the game. The name of the game, gentlemen, is called Fugazi or Scorsese.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
And, basically, how we play this game is I'm going to give you a movie title. You're going to tell me if it's a Fugazi or if it's a possible Scorsese, like a real film.
Okay.
So real or fake? Real
Okay.
easy. All right. Now I've got some ridiculous names in this. you'll definitely, most certainly, not be able to decipher which one is real or, the bogus. So let's get into it. Number 1, gentlemen. Teenage cat girls in Heat. Is this a movie? Or is
sounds like a porn.
Yeah, it sounds like one of the back building.
These are all IMDb credited films, I should say. At least the ones that are real.
They're all okay. So we're not talking adult category.
No triple X's here, gentlemen.
Okay, I'm gonna say that's not a film.
Not a film.
It's a fugazi.
It's fugazi.
I'm gonna say that's definitely some fugazi. I feel like I'm getting fugazi.
Double? Okay.
Double fugazi.
You're both wrong. 1994. It was a TV movie, but it's a movie no less.
I feel like that was loaded. I feel like that was loaded.
Right. He's messing with us.
I'm glad I got you.
Yeah.
An Egyptian cat goddess in the form of a statuette commands all local felines to surrender one of their 9 lives so they can transform into beautiful women to mate with and terminate human beings. And then prepare for the great litter. A professional cat tracker and hitchhiker set out to stop them. The ultimate
cat tracker, a professional cat tracker.
Yeah.
It must have been a tough year for Scorsese.
Definitely not. Okay, this is directed by Scott Perry. Definitely not really a Scorsese. 1994, hour and 24 minutes. It's a comedy / horror. So definitely check it out.
I mean, if it wasn't a comedy, it would be anyway, because I'd be fucking laughing at that premise.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, moving along. Number 2, Anus McGillicuddy. Fugazi or Scorsese?
You gotta be fucking with me.
Oh man, I don't know what to go with.
I feel like you're messing with us.
The odds are stacked against you guys.
I'm going wild card and saying that's a real one. That's gotta be. You probably found some crazy fucking educational film that's like, this is Anus McGillicuddy.
I feel like this isn't even like A-roll or B-roll. I feel it's like C-roll.
Yeah, right.
This is Anus McGillicuddy telling you the importance of getting your prostate checked.
I'm gonna go with it's a Fugazi.
Our first toss-up.
Coming in from Flashback Sequence Engaged podcast. Represented American Slacker. What do we have, Jesse?
Oh, I said it's got to be real.
Oh, it's real. Yeah. I'm a terrible host. Well, American Slacker wins on this one. Anus McGillicuddy is a real film.
No fucking way.
2003, this came out. It is a comedy / romance. Let me break down the summary for you.
How the anus found love?
When Anus McGillicuddy's woman stops a would-be assassin, Anus is forced to interrupt his life of guzzling beer and women to dispose of the corpse. What starts as a simple chore quickly escalates into a dark plot of deceit and revenge, where it seems even Satan himself is after Anus.
I don't know. I would almost feel like if you said it was a deep, dark turn down the evil side of a proctology exam, I would believe that.
Yeah, right.
It's I don't know, man. It's 2.7 out of 10. So I mean, it doesn't have a crazy following, but
yeah,
it is an IMDb credited movie.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm not doing very good here.
I told you, gentlemen, this is a tough game. This is one of the toughest
games. Turn around quick though. I'm only one ahead.
All
right. Number 3, James Bong with a G, man with the golden nug.
This is, I don't know. You want to say the first on this one?
Could be a spoof. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like knowing you as my co-host.
Yeah, I get it.
This seems like something you would make up. So I'm gonna say that is not a real movie. That's what I'm saying.
American Slacker's answered. What are we thinking at Flashback?
I'm thinking it is a real movie. It's not a Fugazi.
American Slacker coming in again with the I made this one up, gentlemen. This one is completely mine.
I knew it because it was you said nug, and I'm like, I don't know how many people refer to weed as nugs. That seems more colloquial.
True.
Here's the thing: I would probably, if that was an actual movie, I'd probably watch it.
Yeah, right. I was like, that's maybe like the
give it
Evil
a view.
Bong. You know, there's like that Tommy Chan movie.
Oh, Evil Bong.
Yeah, Evil Bong.
Yeah.
Moving along. Number 4. That one day of that one year where that one thing happened. Fugazi or Scorsese?
You're fucking kidding me. What the hell is that?
Is that the movie?
That's the one day, the one
that
thing.
One day of that one year where that one thing happened. Is this the movie name? Fugazi or Scorsese? I mean, this is
very vague.
Hey man, I don't name the movies.
I thought it was just like a build-up.
Yeah, right.
Where he's actually gonna say it.
Drops right off.
I'm gonna. I don't know if you want to go from this.
I want you to go first. I want to see where this ends up.
I've never had so much fun with a game.
I'm gonna say that is not a movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to back you up and say that is not.
Fucking copycat. You're both right.
Yes.
I made this one up and I was very proud of it.
I was like, maybe like an art film. Like,
That's what I was imagining. I was like, it sounds like a failed art film.
it just sounds like something that only has like super wide shots from
Tommy
like, fucking
Wiseau
drones.
had a secret other film. It was this film.
Yeah.
All right. This is the last one. So this is gonna put you really to the test.
Okay.
The man with the smallest penis in existence and the electron microscope technician who loved him.
What the fuck? It can't be real. There's no fucking
Fugazi or
way.
Scorsese.
There's no fucking way.
This one is so ridiculous that it could go either way, right?
It sure seems that way.
You know, for the
Now
longest,
it's been going.
here's the thing: for the longest time, I thought Buckaroo Banzai was a fake movie, but no, it's actually a legitimate movie.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say it is a real movie.
I'm gonna say it's not.
I'm gonna say
I
it's real.
cannot believe that is real.
American Slacker goes down. It is a real movie.
Oh yeah.
2003 animation comedy.
Okay.
All that
makes
I have
sense.
for a description: one man's pencil dick is another man's hack blammer. The truth that Stefan Guggenheim needed to swallow.
Oh,
It's a comedy
that
short
description
animation movie.
doesn't give me much.
That's what you get. That's what you get, man.
I have more questions now after the description.
Well, I mean, watch the film and get back to me on it.
I don't know about that.
Sounds
I
like
wonder
a
if
fun
it's on
time.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, right. There you go. Available on Netflix.
I think you're gonna have to resort to the deep, dark corners of the web to find this one.
Oh my god.
I don't think they got mass produced.
So wait, was that a tie?
That's a tie, isn't it?
I think it was a tie.
I think you should come up with a sudden death.
Okay, I got one. You ready for this?
Okay.
I guess. Yeah. Let's go.
Is it ready?
Yeah. I'm
You
ready.
guys, are you sure you're fucking ready?
Yeah, we're fucking ready.
I'm ready.
Attack of the sweet potatoes from outer space. Fugazi or Scorsese?
Well, I feel like he's just kind of knocking on Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. So.
Right. You pick whatever you pick. I'm auto opposite as the host of the show.
I'm gonna say it is not a real movie.
I ruined the perfectly good game. I ruined it. It was too easy, wasn't it? He's right.
No!
He's right.
Congratulations.
I was under pressure, man. The Jeopardy music was going in my head.
Well, now the celebration music is going on in Matt's head.
And then you said it.
Yeah, celebrate good times.
There you go.
Man.
So
That's how it goes
we'll
down.
have to get your info and send you some stickers or something as a prize for winning.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I will. You know, I will tag something proudly with them. How about that?
Oh yeah. That's
And
what we want to hear.
I'll tag you in it. I'll take a picture of and tag you in it.
Nice. Awesome.
Sounds like a
awesome. Oh man. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Matt, with the fucking game that I tried so hard to stop you guys.
Have a great time.
Oh, yeah, man. Definitely. We'll have you back. And how can the people reach your podcast?
So you can check us out on Twitter at FSE Podcast. You can check us out on Instagram. You can check me out on Instagram at Madly For Real. You can check us out on Facebook at FSE Podcast, or Flashback Sequence Engage the Podcast on Facebook. And then you can check out our website, which is fsepodcast.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And thank you to the listeners for tuning in. We appreciate every single one of you.
Oh, yeah.
Until next time, Matt.
That's it.
There you go.
We smoking America. We passing America. I'm mapping America. I'm second America. We talking America. We blazing America. This is fucking America. We're second America.
This has been American Slacker Podcast. You can reach the show by searching American Slacker on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Reddit, or send them an email to americanslackerpodcast@gmail.com. You can download and rate American Slacker on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and all other podcast platforms. Visit the show's website, aspodcast.com, where you will find every episode, official merchandise, and links to their Patreon if you would like to support American Slacker.
We smoking America. We passing America. I'm mapping America. I'm second America.